ready, we're just gonna find a comfortable seat on our mat. So you can sit facing forward towards the top of your mat. I'll sit facing towards you. And then if you wanna just take some little stretches, especially in the morning, I think it feels really good to just kind of stretch before settling in. So anything that your body is kind of calling for, just get your little wiggles out. And then find a seat. If you sit typically in a cross-legged position, or this is called easy pose with one ankle in front of the other, just for fun today, try switching the cross of your ankles or switching which leg is in front. So it might feel a little bit awkward. That's part of the yogas. So just go with it. And if you want to sit up on top of a blanket or if you have a bolster at home, you're welcome to. So as you're ready, just sitting up nice and tall as you can. Broaden through the fronts of your shoulders. Lengthen through your spine, the back of your neck. Close your eyes. Draw up through the crown of your head. So take a moment to just kind of become a little more aware, a little more present, a little more grounded. So feel the ground underneath you, under your sit bones. Feel the space around you. Maybe notice sounds around you, whatever you've got going on in your space. Whether it's noisy or pretty silent, there's always some sort of noise we can notice. And then start to bring your awareness more to what's going on now inside. So physical sensations that are there, energetic sensations. So just how does your body feel energetically? And sometimes I like to visualize the inside of my body just as pure energy and kind of feel that energy just moving through me, moving around within me. And if you've brought any emotions with you to class, so sometimes I feel like I've got a lot of emotions going on, sometimes I feel like there's not a lot. So no right or wrong, you're just noticing. If you do feel emotional this morning, where do you feel that? Where does it manifest? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your belly? Do you feel it in your throat? You don't even have to know exactly what it is or necessarily where it's coming from, but just notice what's there. And then let's bring awareness to our breath. And as you do so, take a great big huge inhale. Fill up as big as you can. Hold at the top. Sip in a little bit more. Exhale, open mouth, sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. And as you hold this breath, see if you can relax and soften through your outer body, through your outer shell. And then when you're ready, open mouth, sigh, release. Last time. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Just think of waking your body up with this breath. Fill it with prana, with life force energy, all the little tiny spaces. Hold. Sip in a little more. Exhale, big sigh, release, let it go. Good, you guys. Now, seal your lips and start to bring in your Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. Make it as strong and as powerful as possible. So really start to hear and feel your breath as it moves in and out. As it fills you up, you expand, you inflate, you take up more space. And as you empty out, you get closer to the deepest part of yourself, to your center. So at the very end of your exhale, pull navel back towards your spine, your belly button back towards your spine, and even slightly up. And see if you can find what we call Uddiyana Bandha, your core lock. That connection to your center. So you can stay here just in your seated meditation, noticing your breath, noticing just what's going on inside. When you feel ready to add some movement, then go ahead and start transitioning. You can take your time, so maybe you start a little bit of movement in your seat, but eventually we'll transition onto hands and knees, tabletop position. So you can get there in your own time and even in your own way. And then once you're on hands and knees, just any intuitive movement that calls to you. So if you want to start with cat-cows, that's perfect. If you want to circle your hips around, go for it. Maybe you want to bend your elbows, kind of let your heart melt towards the ground. Sit back into a child's pose, come forward to a cobra or an up dog position. So a bazillion ways in which you can move from your hands and your knees. Get creative. Even think of being instinctual. So like you're all of a sudden a four-legged creature. You're just figuring out all the ways in which your body can move. So feel into your spinal column, feel into your shoulders, feel into your hips, your neck. This is like my most favorite way to start my yoga practice because I think it is just so good for us to get more intuitive in our bodies. We all feel so uncomfortable moving intuitively in our culture. It's not something that we've been taught how to do. It's not something that we've really ever practiced doing. So close your eyes, get out of your mind, get out of judgment of yourself, of how you look, whether you look weird, whether you're doing it right. Just feel. So really move into those tight spaces. Explore. Is there more mobility in your spine than you knew? Is there more strength in your shoulders? Can you feel the connection to your center? And then no rush at all, but just sometime in your next about 3 to 5 breaths, we'll take it all the way back to down dog. So you can get there however you want to. If you want to move through a vinyasa, if you want to take a hovering tabletop with your knees lifted and then slowly press your hips up and back. So lots of ways to transition. Eventually meet in downward facing dog. So downward facing dog used to be my least favorite pose in yoga. And then I figured out how to make it work for my body and it became my most favorite pose in yoga. So if you hate down dog, there's probably a reason why. Maybe explore that. So what would it feel like if you took your hands out wider and really spread your fingers? What would it feel like if you let your knees bend a little or even a lot? And then instead of trying to get your heels to the ground and straighten your legs, you just focus on the length in your spine from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. Can you figure out how to engage through your core? So rather than feeling like all of your weight is in your hands and it's so heavy, can you lift from your center? So I always say, imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button and it is literally pulling you up towards the ceiling. It's pulling up your waistline and your sit bones and then tugging slightly back. Breathe into your side bodies and lengthen your side bodies. Breathe into your back body. So start to create more space in your back ribs, your low back, your kidneys. Just feel those big deep breaths moving through you in this posture. Push the ground away with your hands as you lift your hips super high. Soften through your face. Let your neck relax, unclench your jaw. Take one more inhale into your down dog. Exhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. And then once you've arrived, we're just going to keep going today. Keep flowing. Halfway lift. Breathe in, lengthen out. Exhale, release, bow. Do that again. Inhale, halfway lift. So crown reaches forward, tops of thighs press back, sit bones broaden. Nice, you guys. Exhale, fold. And then this time, Come to your halfway lift. Continue to rise. So lead with your heart. Unhinge at your hips. Inhale, take your arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Flow with your breath. Inhale, high mountain, big full body stretch. Exhale, lead with your heart, slow swan dive. So weight is in your toes and the balls of your feet. Think of sticking your butt out behind you, then let it all go. Relax your neck at the bottom, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, find length. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet. Lead with your heart, rise up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Big stretch, lots of length. Exhale, hands to heart center. And let's do one more round just like that. Think of it as a meditation in motion. High mountain, inhale. And then feel your body move through space as you exhale. Slow dive. So heart leads. It's like you're doing a little back bend and then you release it all at the bottom. Halfway lift. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, let it go. Uttanasana. Now from the press of your feet, lead with your heart. Reverse swan dive to stand. Take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okie dokie. Inhale, arms reach up. And then this time, bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades hug your spine. And if you want more intensity, press your palms together. Squeeze your elbows towards each other like they're magnetized. Now, if you can, start to reach your hands back away from your body. Try not to lock out your elbows. And then if you want even more, add a little baby back bend. So lift your heart up and take your knuckles down. Press your hips gently forward. Imagine you've got an invisible block in between your inner thighs. Squeeze it. Tone through your low belly. Take one more inhale. Keep your hands clasped. Lead with your heart. Hinge at your hips. Exhale, dive down. Forward fold. Give yourself about 3 or 4 breaths with your fingers interlaced. So if this feels like way too much, then your hands can rest more on your low back. If you want to really work the pose, let your head hang heavy, so relax your neck. If you need to, bend your knees more. And then reach your knuckles even higher. Feel that stretch through the fronts of your shoulders. And sometimes I like to kind of move my hands to one side, over to the right, and then over to the left. Kind of twisting my upper body just ever so slightly. Bending one knee and then the other. So there are ways you can explore in every single posture. Start to get more curious about that. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, everybody hands to your low back. Release your clasp, halfway lift. So I like to bring my fingertips to the fronts of my shins. Lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step back to the plank. Take a big inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, lower halfway down. You can come to your knees if you want to modify. Strong arms and strong belly. Inhale, press back up, high plank. Do that one more time, halfway down. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Don't let your belly sink. Inhale, press up. And then as slow as you can, one strong straight line all the way to your belly with your exhale. And then we'll take Spider-Man Cobra, my favorite. So hands come out nice and wide. Lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. And then lift your chest up, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the right. Dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, come back through center. Press into your fingertips, tone your belly, lift your heart. Exhale, twist to the left. So other side, dip your right shoulder down. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Go one more time in each direction with your own breath. So move with your breath, let it guide you. Maybe close your eyes and just feel from the inside. So rather than processing it through your mind, just process it through your body. Feel into it, experience it in the present moment. Eventually an inhale will bring you back to center. Exhale, let it go. And then however you would like to make the transition, downward facing dog. So you can move through a reverse push-up, through tabletop, through child's pose, up to you. And then we've got about 5 breaths in our down dog once again. So feel free to explore movement in your down dog. Feel free to just be still. Or I'll give you the option of turning it into either a turbo dog, so bend your elbows and then squeeze them in towards each other. So it's almost like dolphin, but your forearms are hovering just right above the ground. And then also, I'll give you the option of frog dog. So grab hold of the sides of your mat, the long edges of your mat with your hands. And imagine you're trying to pull your mat apart. So to the right and to the left, pulling apart. Bend your knees a lot and then lift your hips a lot. So pull apart with your hands, bend your knees like you could pounce forward at any second. Lift your hips super high. So all variations, no matter where you're at, you still got length in your spine. You're still connected to your center. You feel your belly button pulling in and up. Soften your face. Breathe bigger and deeper, more full, more spacious. Good job, you guys. If you're in frog dog, bring your palms back to your mat. Take one more inhale, everybody. Exhale, gaze forward, step or light hop. Top of your yoga mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, find length. Exhale, let it go, fold, bow. Root through your feet and take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. This time with your exhale, little baby back bend. So cactus your arms, lift your chest up towards your chin, take your throat back. Keep drawing your belly button towards your spine, low abdominals are strong. Inhale, re-extend, arms reach. And then exhale, sit back into a chair pose. So weight in your heels, stick your butt out behind you, but keep your low abdominals toned. So if it felt like your belly just kind of let go, draw navel to spine. Feel that connection there. Now, from here, you're going to lift up to your tiptoes and then bring your arms parallel to the ground. Take a big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower your hips to your heels, like you're going down an elevator. Inhale, come back up. Keep a bend in your knees, so not all the way up. Exhale, 2 more like that. Slowly lower down. Heels as high as possible. Inhale, back up. Don't straighten your legs all the way yet. Exhale one more time. Take it down. Now, inhale, high mountain. So all the way up, as tall as you can grow. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. Exhale, stick your butt out behind you. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. Slowly take it all the way down. Forward fold. Set your heels on the ground as you breathe in, spinal extension. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa however you would like. So you're welcome to add a couple push-ups. You can take it on your knees, skip it all together. We'll see you back in downward facing dog. Alrighty, my friends. From your down dog, fire up your breath. So recommit to those strong, expansive inhales. Those strong, steady exhales. Next time you breathe in, take your right leg to the sky. So give it just a moment. Press up with your right foot. Press down through your hands. Keep your hips square. So lift up high to the ball of your left foot. And then lift your left sit bone higher. So everything is pressing up. Your hands are pushing away from the ground. Your right foot is pressing towards the sky. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So keep your hips as high as you can. Stay here, breathe in. Push the ground away. Your shoulders should be over your wrists. Exhale, softly step your right foot through. And then rise up as you're ready, crescent lunge, high lunge. So front knee over front ankle, hips are square. Think of pulling your front hip slightly back hip slightly forward so you feel your inner thighs squeeze. Back leg should feel just as strong and powerful as your front leg. Belly is toned, chest is lifted, and arms reach up. Breathe here, soften your face, unclench your jaw. Feel into the pose from the inside. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, cactus your arms, bend your back knee. So you're in a turbo lunge now. You can stay right here or option to add a little back bend. So bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze. Chest up towards your chin. Take your throat back. Keep your legs strong and your low abdominals toned. Where is your breath? Can you still feel it? Take one more round, your fullest expression. Now inhale back to crescent lunge, reach up. Exhale. Bring your hands down to your front thigh and kind of lean forward. So think of a diagonal line from the crown of your head back to your left heel. Press your hands into your front thigh and pull your navel towards your spine. Think of puffing up your low back, breathing into your low back. Now root into your right foot, and as you're ready, float your back leg off the ground. So warrior 3 variation. Hips are square, inner thighs face each other. Crown of your head reaches straight forward, and your left foot presses straight back. Keep pressing your hands into your front thigh. Breathe down into your low back, your low belly. You can stay here, or next option, add some arms. So maybe cactus arms, maybe arms out to the right and left, or maybe arms straight forward for full warrior 3. It's up to you. So your fullest expression. Take one more round. We're going to end up in high mountain, top of your yoga mat. So all the way up, both feet on the ground, both arms to the sky. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Side body stretch. Hips go to the left, upper body goes to the right. So breathe into your left side. Keep your left shoulder plugged into the socket. Make sure you're not rounding and looking down at the ground. Pull your left shoulder back and down. Maybe gaze just slightly up. Take one more round. Hips further to the left. Upper body further to the right. Inhale back through center. Switch your grip. So grab your right wrist with your left hand. Exhale, up and over, other side. So hips to the right, upper body to the left now. Breathe. Huge breaths. Imagine you could literally lengthen your right waistline by breathing into it. Expand it. More weight in your right foot. Right shoulder plugged in. Take one more round. See if you can go just a little bit further. Inhale back to center. Release your grip. And exhale. Take it all the way down. Slowly. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, vinyasa, however you would like. Skip it if you'd rather. So rather than just moving through the poses, take time to feel the poses, to hit them for at least 1 second. So that's one of my, when we're flowing breath to movement, that's one of the hardest things about that kind of practice for me is I feel like people just kind of speed through the poses. So rather than feeling like you're just moving through these poses, you're not actually getting into them, take time to feel each posture in your body, to breathe into each posture. So back and downward facing dog. Feel into this pose right here, right now. You've done a down dog probably 1,000 times in your life, but right now, how does it feel? Next inhale, left leg to the sky. Hips square. Press up through your left foot. Press your hands down into the ground. See if you can lengthen more through your side bodies. Lift up to your right toes, the ball of your right foot, and then lift your right butt cheek, your right sit bone even higher, so everything's lifting up. Feels almost like you could float up. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, left knee to your nose. So round your spine, shoulders over wrists. Stay here as you breathe in. Push the ground away, lift your hips higher, lift your left shin higher, and then exhale, softly step your left foot forward. As you're ready, crescent lunge. Take it all the way up. Good job, my friends. Settle in, find stability. Breathe. Hips are square, inner thighs squeeze, belly tones, chest lifts. Face softens. Take one more inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms, bend your back knee, turbo lunge. Stay here or add that little back bend. So bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze, chest curls open. Keep your legs strong and your belly strong. Keep breathing. One more round. Inhale, back to crescent, so arms reach up. Back leg straight and strong. Exhale, hands to your front thigh. So diagonal line from the top of your head back to your right heel. Push your hands into your thigh. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. As you're ready, move into your warrior three variation. So left foot roots, right leg floats. Think of a long, strong, straight line from the top of your head back to your right foot. Draw your belly button in and up. Breathe into your low back. Press with your back foot. Stay here, or as you're ready, option to add arms. Arms can reach out to both sides, cactus arms, or arms reach straight forward for full warrior three, totally up to you. Take one more full round, one more really deep breath. And then we'll meet in high mountain, so both feet to the top of your mat, arms to the sky. Inhale here. Good job, you guys. Exhale, hands to your heart center. We're going to flow now. Breath to movement. Inhale, high mountain, stretch tall. Exhale, back bend, cactus your arms, lift your heart, open up. Inhale, re-extend, realign, lengthen. Exhale, chair pose, sit low, weight in your heels. Stay here and hold, or inhale, float to tiptoes, reach your arms straight forward. Exhale, hips to your heels, lower down. Keep your heels lifted, everybody. High mountain, so all the way up as tall as you can grow. Maybe stay on your tiptoes. Exhale, slow dive. Take it all the way down. Heels on the ground, spinal extension. Breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat. Keep that exhale going, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog, shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high, spine long. Inhale, right leg high. Now use your core strength. Exhale, right foot forward as soft as possible. Inhale, rise up to crescent lunge. So hit the pose, feel it in your body. Exhale, turbo lunge, option to back bend if you'd like. Bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze, belly tones. Inhale, re-extend your arms, re-straighten your back leg. Exhale, hands to your front thigh, prepare to balance. As you inhale, lean forward, float your back leg up, warrior three variation. You can stay here or exhale, add the arms. Inhale, high mountain, feet to the ground, arms to the sky, top of your mat. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Exhale, side body stretch over to the right, hips go to the left. Inhale, come through center, switch your grip. Exhale, other side, think up and then over. Inhale brings you back to center. And with your exhale, dive all the way down, nice and easy. Good work. Halfway lift, breathe in, find length. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Keep a tone through your low belly, feel the strength in your back body. Hit the pose, feel it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Press up with your left foot, find length and strength. Exhale, left foot steps through ever so softly. Rise up slowly, crescent lunge, strong through your legs. Exhale, turbo lunge, maybe add a little back bend, up to you. Inhale, back to crescent. And exhale, hands to your front thigh. Push into your front thigh, draw navel towards your spine, and inhale, back leg floats, warrior 3 variation. Stay here, or as you exhale, add your arms. Inhale, high mountain, soft landing, top of your mat, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We've got one more round. Here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Tone your low belly. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, sit back, everybody, chair pose. Stay here if you want, or inhale, float to tiptoes, reach your arms straight forward. Exhale, hips to heels, slowly lower. Keep your heels lifted if you can. High mountain, so all the way up, super, super tall. And maybe you keep your heels lifted, slow dive, stick your butt out behind you, take it all the way down. Heels on the ground for your halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, Chaturanga. Keep that exhale going. Inhale, heart lifts. Don't just move through it, feel it. Pause for just a second in your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now listen, inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. So add a little twist this time. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or even aim for your armpit, so as high as you can get on your arm. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, step your right foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise up, strong legs. Exhale, turbo lunge, add a little back bend if you'd like. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, hands to your front thighs, lean forward, press into your thigh, draw your navel to spine, and inhale, float your back leg up. Stay here, or exhale, add your arms, whatever variation you choose. Inhale, rise up, high mountain, both feet on the ground, both arms to the sky. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, side body stretch to the right, hips to the left. Exhale. Empty out completely. Inhale, come back through center. Switch your grip. Exhale, other side, up and then over. Inhale will bring you back to center, realign. Exhale, take it down, slow dive. Halfway lift with your in-breath. Exhale, plant your hands, feet step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Lift your heart, breathe in. Lift your hips, breathe out. All right, inhale, left leg to the sky. Strong through your left leg, active through your left foot. Now listen, exhale, left knee, right elbow, your little twist. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left to left, as high as you can get on your left arm. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And then exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, and softly step your left foot forward. Rise up, crescent lunge, breathe in. Exhale, back bend, cactus your arms, bend your back knee, open your heart. I guess I should say turbo lunge, add the back bend if you want. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, hands to your front thigh. Tone your belly. Draw navel to spine. Inhale, back leg floats. Warrior 3. Press with your back foot. Hold here, or exhale, add the arms. Inhale, high mountain. Top of your mat, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here for just a moment. Simply standing with your eyes closed. You can keep your hands at your heart, or you can bring your arms down by your sides, palms open. Take a moment and just feel, just observe. So think of this as a standing meditation. Are you standing in alignment with a neutral pelvis? Little tiny tone through those lowest, deepest abdominals to support your low back. Open through your heart, broad through the fronts of your shoulders, lifted through the crown of your head. So how much awareness can you bring into simply just standing? And then can you feel the energy moving through you? Maybe visualize it with your mind's eye. Can you feel your breath rising and falling, expanding and contracting? You guys are awesome. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Hold in that fullness. Sip in a little bit more. And exhale, sigh it out. Let it go. All right, my friends. Go ahead and open your eyes. And everybody just bring your hands to your hips. So right foot's going to stay where it's at. And step your left foot back about 1 to 2 feet. So setting up for a pyramid pose. It's a little bit different than we usually get into it. I want you to make sure your hips are still square. So if you have your hands on your hips, your hands should be straight across from each other. Maybe pull your right hip back a little bit, left hip forward ever so slightly. Now, we're going to dive forward, leading with our heart. So as you dive, think of pulling your right hip back, reaching your heart forward. So lengthen through your spine for as long as possible. Right hip pulls back. When you can't go any further with that length, let your upper back round. And you can bring your fingertips to the ground. If that's too much, hands can come to blocks, books, water bottles, or your front shin. Think of lifting your right sit bone up, 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 and pressing the top of your right thigh back. Think belly, then ribs, then chest towards your front leg, someday forehead to your front shin. Every exhalation, pull navel to spine, and from that place, see if you can dive just a little deeper, fold just a little further. Take about 3 more rounds. So use every single breath to make something happen on the inside. Work the pose with your breath. Get everything you can out of it. Nice work, you guys. Now listen, we're going to come out the exact same way we came in. So bring your hands to your hips. Think of leading with your heart. Reverse swan dive. Come all the way back up slowly. All right. And then from here, just step your back foot forward so you're back at the top of your mat. Now, bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. So just like we did at the beginning of class. If it's available to you, start to reach your hands back away from your body. And then listen, you're rooting into your right foot again. This time, let your left foot kind of float up and start to reach it back. We're going to move all the way down. This is called toppling tree. So as your left leg lifts, your torso lowers. So you're going to keep going. So head will start to reach towards the ground, left leg towards the sky. So it's almost like a little teeter-totter. And then when you've gone as far as you can go, you can release your clasp and you'll be in standing splits. So take your time, keep your hands clasped for as long as you can, work that teeter-totter position for as long as possible. When you can't go any further, fingertips to the ground, left leg high, standing splits. You'll take about 4 or 5 breaths in standing splits, so you can go wherever you want to. Maybe you wrap your right arm behind your leg, maybe both arms behind your leg, maybe little handstand hops. So totally up to you. Your pose, your expression. Make sure your breath is right there with you. You guys are awesome. Good work. Let's just take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, listen, step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Bring your back knee down gently. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot all the way out to the width of your yoga mat. Walk your right foot a little bit forward so your ankle is in front of your knee. And then without just leaning over to the left, so that's going to be the temptation, is to just lean over to the left side of your mat. It's really easy. So try not to do that, even though it's tempting. Push your weight to the right and slowly lower your upper body closer to the ground. So you want your right knee to stay either behind or on top of your right ankle. If it comes forward of your ankle, then walk your right foot further forward. If you want to spin your right toes out to the right or pivot onto the outer edge of your right foot, that's fine. Just make sure you flex your toes and keep your ankles strong. So take about 3 to 5 more breaths. Push your weight over to the right as you lower your upper body closer to the ground. Breathe down into your hips and your groin. Exhale out your mouth anytime you want to. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. Stick with it. Last couple of breaths. You guys are amazing. Good work, my friends. Slowly lift back up to your hands. And then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, bring your right foot all the way back to meet your left foot. So now you are in a plank position. Right hand is your foundation. Vashisthasana, side plank. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. Left arm to the sky. Good. Lift your hips super, super high to get out of your wrist and your shoulder. Option to reach your left arm forward. Option to float your left leg up. So find your fullest expression. Give it everything you got. If you want to modify, right knee can always be on the ground. Take 2 more deep breaths. Soften your face. Really good. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, plank or modified plank. Both knees lifted or both knees down. Inhale at the top. Exhale to slowly lower. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, lift your hips. Take it back, down dog. All right, listen here. From your down dog, walk your feet out to the width of your mat and maybe walk them forward just about 1 to 2 inches, not a whole lot. Make sure your spine is still long. It's not rounded, so keep lifting your hips, lengthening your spine. Now take your right hand back to grab the outside of your left ankle. If that's too much, you can grab the back of your calf or the back of your knee. Just get as low as you can on your left leg. And then keep pressing down through your left hand, left shoulder strong. Each exhale, think of twisting and gazing underneath your left armpit. Keep your hips lifted, your spine long. Imagine you're trying to press both heels towards the ground. It doesn't matter if they touch. Twist from your center as you exhale. Couple more deep breaths. Nice work, everybody. You guys look so good. Christine, you look so good. Alex. Slowly unwind, regular downward facing dog. So you can readjust your feet, just kind of walk it out for a moment. Reconnect to your breath, recommit to your breath. 1 more inhale. Exhale, look forward, step, tiptoe, or float. Forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet, rise all the way up. Huge inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, hands to your hips. This time, left foot will stay in place. Right foot will step back about a foot to 2 feet, depends how long your legs are. So you want to make sure both feet are flat on the ground. Both legs can be straight. And I like my feet on 2 train tracks rather than a balance beam. All 10 toes face forward. Make sure your hips are square, so hands should be straight across from each other. Think of pulling your left hip back as far as you can. Left hip back, right hip forward ever so slightly. Now, take one more inhale. Stand taller. Think of puffing up through your chest. Lead from that place with your heart. Slowly exhale, dive forward. So as you dive down, you lead with your heart. You pull your left hip back, your left sit bone up. When you've gone as far as you can go with length, then release. So upper back can round, neck can relax. Hands to the ground. Hands to blocks, books, water bottles, or your front shin. Think of a little baby micro twist with your upper body. So if your right rib cage is way higher than your left cage, how can you shift that? How can you adjust? Pull your left hip back and up, right hip forward and down. Every exhale, navel towards your spine. From that place, dive deeper, fold further. Think forehead towards your shin. Breathe into the back of your left leg. Work the pose with your breath. Give me about 3 more rounds. Nice work, my friends. We're going to come out the same way we came in. So next time you breathe in, hands to your hips, lead with your heart, slow rise all the way up. And then just step your back foot forward, back to the top of your mat. All right, arms by your sides, maybe you give your legs a little shake out. One more time, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. This time, 1 finger over. So switch your grip to 1 finger over. It's your non-habitual way of clasping. It's going to feel awkward and weird. That's okay. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades hug your spine. Just like we did before, start to lift your hands back away from your body if that's available to you. Left foot is rooted. Slowly float your right leg back. And as your right leg starts to reach back and up, your upper body starts to go forward and eventually down, just like a teeter-totter, toppling tree. So crown of your head towards the ground, right leg towards the sky, fingers interlaced for as long as possible. Take a moment to feel that, to hold that, to be in that pose. When you have gone as far as you can, standing split, so you'll just release your clasp. Bring your fingertips to the ground, relax your neck. Anywhere you want to take your standing splits, about 4 or 5 breaths. Handstand hops, balancing, totally up to you. Make sure your breath is right there with you. Nice, Alex, good hopping. So remember, if you're hopping, you never have to arrive. You never have to get there. You're just playing with taking your feet off the ground. It's a mental thing just as much as it is physical. Take one more big inhale, everybody. Maybe lift your right leg a little higher, spread your toes. And then exhale, right foot all the way to the back of your mat, so you're in a low lunge. Back knee comes down gently, and if you need extra cushion, you're welcome to use pillow, blanket, double up your mat. Walk your hands, so hands to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the width of your mat and a little bit forward. Now the temptation this time is going to be to lean over to the right and just collapse. You could be here all day long. So rather than doing that, push your weight to the left and then start to lower your upper body towards the ground. If you'd like to spin your left toes out to the left or roll onto the outer edge of your left foot, go for it. Just make sure your ankle doesn't twist or sickle. Ankle stays strong like it's in an ice skate or a ski boot. And then as long as you're pushing your weight over to the left, you can really just relax around the posture. So each exhalation, think of softening through your outer body, through your outer shell. Take about 3 more rounds. Exhale out your mouth anytime. And then slowly begin to lift back up to your hands. Lift your back knee, so tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and just bring your left foot back to meet your right foot, plank position. Vashisthasana, side plank, left hand is your base this time. So roll onto the outer edge of your left foot, right arm to the sky, lift your hips. If you want to bring your left knee down to modify, please feel free. If you want to take it a little further, right arm reaches forward, lengthen your right side, maybe float your right leg up. Lift your hips higher, 2 more rounds wherever you're at. Fullest expression, give it everything you've got. Good, nice work. Next time you exhale, come to a plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale to slowly lower. Inhale, peel your heart open. Exhale takes you back, down dog. All right, from down dog, feet out wide and maybe just an inch or so forward. So try to ground through your heels a little more if possible, but don't round through your spine. This time, left hand reaches back to grab the outside of your right ankle. If that's too much, you can grab the back of your calf or the back of your knee instead. And then use that leverage of your hand against your leg to work a twist. Gaze underneath your right armpit. Keep your right shoulder strong. Keep that invisible rope pulling up on your belly button, that connection to center. Spine long. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Good work, my friends. End of your next exhale. Let it go. Regular down dog so you can adjust your stance. Walk it out. Take a big inhale into your dog pose. And then exhale. Just bring your knees to the ground gently. Sit back into child's pose. If you want embryo pose, hands back to grab your heels, that's perfect as well. So just letting your spine round, letting your shoulders soften. Breathe down into your low back. Create space in your low back with your breath. All right, rise up and just start on your hands and your knees. We're gonna come into a hip opener. It's a variation of pigeon. You may or may not have done this with me before. I call it box pigeon. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat and just let your hips kind of flop over to the side. So your hips are open. Right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat, and then bring your left shin parallel to the left edge of your mat. So you want 2 90-degree angles with your legs. 90-degree angle here, 90-degree angle here. It's like a half pinwheel shape. Flex your feet, so flex your toes, and then turn your heart to look towards your front foot. So heart faces your right foot. Sit up as tall as you can. Try not to lean over to the right. Sit up nice and tall. For some of you, this may be where you stay. Otherwise, lead with your heart. think heart towards your right big toe. So hinge at your hips, reach, 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 reach. When you've gone as far as you can just kind of relax into it, let your upper back round. Let your head be heavy. If you would like, here's an option. Please don't force this, so only if it works for you. Right elbow to the sole of your right foot, so you're pressing your elbow into your right foot, and then hands to prayer position. Push your palms together, lengthen your spine, so crown of your head is reaching forward, and then twist. So this will leverage the stretch in your hip, and this will also add a little twist. So totally up to you. Please, again, don't force it. If it doesn't work, then stay in that first variation. Take about 5 more deep breaths. Another little, another variation I could show you if you want. So if the prayer hands is just a little too much, you can just take your right hand to the sole of your right foot, rest your right elbow on the ground, reach your left arm up, and then wrap your left arm back behind you. So that is another option if you want. Bigger, deeper breaths. Give me 3 more. Exhale out your mouth anytime. Good job, you guys. All right, slowly start to lift your upper body. Turn your upper body straight forward. So you're facing towards the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. And you either are just going to sit up tall, but focus on drawing your belly button back towards your spine. So you're not sticking your belly out and arching your spine. Belly button pulls back. Sit up nice and tall, or with your hands at your heart, just take little rotations through your upper body. So as you turn to the right, that's where it's going to feel really difficult. Think of twisting from your center, twisting away from your legs. Stay connected to your center. Navel draws towards your spine. That's where this movement is coming from. I know it feels a little bit awkward. Give me just a couple more. Yoga is all about being awkward. All right, release that. Now listen, you're gonna face towards the left side of your mat. So all you're gonna do is open your hips like so. So your feet will now be either on the left side of your mat, that long edge, or just off the left side of your mat. Hands behind you. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lift your heart and take a moment to just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Feel that mobility through your hip joints, maybe into your low back. Okie dokie, my friends. From here, I know we're getting so crazy today. You're going to now spin to face towards the back of your mat and take your box pigeon on the other side. So your left shin will be parallel with the back edge of your mat. Your right shin will now be parallel with what was the left side of your mat. Now it's become the right side of your mat. So you have those 2 90-degree angles in your legs, just like you did before. Turn your heart to face towards your front foot. Sit up as tall as you can. Try not to lean back, so sit up really tall. And if that's hard for you, that might be where you stay. Otherwise, heart towards your left toe. So lead with your heart, hinge at your hips. This side is so much tighter for me. You might feel something similar, might be tighter or more open for you. So go as far as you can, then you can just relax into it. If you want to take that variation with left elbow, I'm not going to do it on this side because I'm too tight, but left elbow to the sole of your left foot, hands to prayer, or left hand to your left foot, left elbow rests against the ground, right arm up and back. This is just working the mobility in your hips in a slightly different way than regular pigeon pose. Breathe deeply. Breathe down into your low back, down into your pelvis, down into your hips and your groin. Full spacious breaths. Exhale out your mouth at any time. Take about 3 more rounds. Maybe an audible exhale. Last big breath. Slowly lift your upper body. Turn your torso to face directly towards the back edge of your mat, hands to your heart. Sit up super tall, and then draw belly button in and up. Tone your low abdominal. So you should feel nice and comfortable through your low back. It shouldn't hurt. Now, this might be where you stay, or just work that side to side, that twisting action from your center. It's not a big movement. It's not a big twist. As you twist away from your legs, feel it in your back hip a little more. Twist, twist, twist. So use your core strength. So if you wanted to not use your core strength, you could bring your hands to the outside of your left leg and use that as leverage. But we want to use our core strength, use our own body strength. Take a couple more from side to side. Nice job, you guys. Come back to center. And then we're going to take windshield wiper facing the same direction we did before. So just unwind your legs. You're opening towards that long edge of your mat. Hands behind you. Feet out in front of you, wider than your hips. Shoulders back and down. Windshield wiper side to side. Good job, my friends. Okie dokie. From here, we're going to make our way down onto our back. So whatever direction you want to face, I do not care as long as you can hear my voice. And then take it all the way down. Once you're there, hug your knees towards your belly and just gently rock it out side to side. Let your knees fall to either side. So you choose right or left. Knees to one side, and then opposite arm reaches out. Gaze up towards the sky, towards your ceiling, or over, or in the direction opposite of your legs. So whichever direction your legs are going, gaze in the opposite direction. If that feels like too much on your neck, just gaze straight up. Breathe. Big breaths down into your belly. And then in your next couple of rounds, just slowly transition to the other side. So to transition, you can either come through center, rock it out again, maybe give your knees a big squeeze in. So like a tiny little potato bug ball, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So any movement that will just kind of neutralize your spine, neutralize your pelvis, and then twist to the other side. Breathe down into your belly. So with each exhale, just kind of let your body melt into the ground a little bit more, soften into the earth. Give in to gravity. rush at all. But when you feel pretty much even on both sides, find your way back to center and finish off your practice with a happy baby posture. So you can kind of rock around in your happy baby, maybe straighten one leg and then the other. And then if there are any finishing poses, if there are any final movements, final stretches, maybe one last inversion, one last heart opener, maybe you just want to rest with your feet together, knees apart. So anything else that calls to you, go there. And then my reading for you as you move through these last postures is, of course, by Jeff Foster. It's just called Stop. He says, whatever is happening in the circumstances of your life, stop just for a moment. Bring your attention toward the here and now. Let the moment become fascinating. Gently begin to acknowledge what is actually happening where you are. Come out of your conclusions about life, your dreams about past and future, and begin to notice sensations, feelings, thoughts that are present right here, right now. Let your present experience, sights, sounds, smells, become the most curious dance in all the universe. You are seeing, tasting, touching, hearing the world as if for the first time. This is your Garden of Eden, your messy, intense, joyous, and heartbreaking Garden of Eden. And you are awake to it at last. Stop trying to figure everything out. Give in, give up, give all to the moment's embrace. Fall into not knowing. So for these last few moments, you guys, I'm going to try playing my sound bowls. I don't know how it's going to sound over Zoom or over Facebook Live. So feel free to just turn it off if it doesn't sound good and listen to your own music or silence at home. If you enjoy it, then leave it on and take it in. Take it in. So I like to think of sound just as energy. It's energy, it's frequency. So take it in as just that. Let energy move through you. Let energy kind of interact with your body. Whatever comes up, just notice, feel, and observe. So let whatever comes come, let whatever goes go. If you're listening to music and you want to turn it off, try listening to my sound bowls. Please feel free, and then just relax into your Shavasana. to just leave you here to rest for as long as you'd like, either in silence where you're at, or maybe with music where you're at. And as you feel ready, you can rise up to a seat and just seal your practice for yourself. Acknowledge yourself, honor your body. And I thank you guys all so much for joining me, for taking time out of your day to go inward, to slow down, to do your inner work. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you so, so much. Namaste.